we're taking a poker trip. We got a flight at 5 p.m. and I wake up way too early, like 11 in the morning. And I decide to go warm up at the local casino. Now, the cool thing about playing poker in British Columbia is the rake structure is set up so that if you had, say, 8 players sit down with $500 each, and they didn't reload, they just played 2-5, 500 each, every single dollar would come off of the table in under 30 hours. And that's a good thing because it makes you want to take trips to places like Las Vegas. So I get off the plane and I get in a cab to where I'm staying, the budget suites, because rock star. And I didn't pack much, just some basic things that I needed, some things that were easy to fit into the overhead compartment. And once I'm ready, I head off to the first table of the night at Aria. So I sit down at Aria, we're playing 2-5, and it's awesome. Every single pot feels like it matters. As someone who's playing 1-3 the whole time and now has started playing 2-5, it feels great. The adrenaline is going, and I feel like it's worth making the best decisions in every pot because every single pot is just double. It matters more. It's easier to really apply everything that I know and try to do my best that I can because it's worth winning the money in the middle. Whereas at 1-3, because it's a lot less money, it's easier, I find, to daydream and to not take it quite as seriously, and therefore not play quite as well. Like, consider this. You're playing 1-3, you open it up, the big blind calls, the flop comes down, you throw out a bet. What is going on if, as a grown-ass adult, the total amount of your continuation bet is not even the age of consent? Now it's day 2. Go to the Wynn, sit down. It is the most beautiful poker room I have ever seen, but I get the most sticky gum that has ever been stuck to an article of clothing on my jeans. Neither cleaning products or the Jaws of life would get the gum off of the jeans. So at this point, I have a decision to make. We have 2 options. Option number 1, go straight shirt dick in it for the rest of the trip. Option 2, go buy brand new leather motherfucking pants because we're in Las Vegas. And I did consider both options for a decent amount of time, but I did get the pants. Now this week I was very lucky because one of my favorite magicians was in town. I also work as a magician myself, and I was inspired originally by watching America's Got Talent and seeing Dan Sperry. He went out and did something amazing, and I said, I want to create a show that's like that. And since then, I even got the same haircut. I did the same trick on Canada's Got Talent. And I've done a stage show in Vancouver that's very similar to what I saw him do. I thought it was really cool. And I've never met him in real life. But he was in Vegas. He was performing something called Black Magic Wednesdays. So I went there and it was great to see him live. And after that, I started playing the Venetian Tournament in the mornings. Now, Venetian had a tournament series that was running, and I thought it'd be fun to go play these. The buy-ins were like $400 or so, and I thought it'd be fun to sell action to my friends and go play these. And all of them ended horribly. It was just super card dead, couldn't make anything happen, busted all of them before the money. And I felt something kind of weird, is that I'd sold action to my friends, and like, these are my friends that I care about, and I was like, hey guys, you want to buy some action? They're like, sure, we'll buy some action. So they buy it, right? Like, they're investing their money in their friend doing well, and their friend is expected to do well, and then I don't do well. And it wasn't really like the loss of their money that bothered me that much about busting. It was just that I really wanted to make a deep run, make a bunch, and then as soon as they knew that I made a big score, I was just gonna block all of their numbers for a couple days after sending them this video. So that sucked. But then my friends John and Charlene came down from Vancouver to hang out for a couple days. It was a good time. We rented a car, went and saw some rocks, did some exploring, and then on the last night, John realized he had booked his hotel room for one night less than he actually needed it for. And I'm a good friend, and I'm good to people, so I told John he could crash over. He needed a place to crash, and he needed an alarm clock, so I was happy to do both of those things. I know that it hurt you, and I tell you I'm not okay, but I will
consequences feeding on my brain.
So, you're welcome, John. Now, John and Charlene go back to Vancouver, and I take a look at the poker graph. Not doing so good. So I decided it's time to put in some serious hours into playing. And in Vegas, it's really easy to play a lot of poker because it's a very stimulating environment. You're not going to get bored. When you're in Las Vegas, you got the most entertaining drivers. You have the most entertaining fashion. You have the best arguments about GTO ranges on the river. And you also are going to have the best shows. My favorite comedian, Anthony Jeselnik, is in town, and Alex and I, Alex Novocaine Poker, is in town, so we go to see Anthony Jeselnik. And we leave that show.
We are on the way to Cosmopolitan. We have the low stakes grind. We have Marley. We have Novocaine Poker.
And the girls have had a whole bunch to drink. I'm totally sober, so I made sure to not encourage any ridiculousness.
Alex, what does it say up there?
It's Gaylord.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Does
It's
it say
Gaylord.
Gaylord?
Yeah, it's Gaylord.
Alex, what is the meaning of life?
So, you're welcome, Alex. Now, the next day, Alex and I go to the meetup game that is at the Mirage.
We have finished food at the Mexican restaurant at Aria, and we are going to stretch our bankrolls tonight, and we are taking a shot at 1-2 at the fucking Mirage.
And this was probably the most fun I've ever had at a table. We had professional poker players from the 1-2 to the 5-10 level, all just playing 1-2 and messing with each other. It was a really good time. And I learned something from the local pros, which is that if you are a brand new 2-5 player, like myself, you want to play at the Bellagio because that's the softest 2-5 game in town because the max buy-in is $500, whereas it's higher at other ones. So the best 2-5 players want to play deeper, they want to, go to other games. And they were absolutely right. After that meetup game, I just grinded the Bellagio nonstop. We put together a sick win rate.
Lost the game, gained the lead. Running riot.
So we're playing Bellagio and make some new friends. We go out to one nightclub, Excess at Encore. It was awesome. And because we're degens, we end up back at the tables within an hour of being inside. And the next morning I wake up and it's my last day in Vegas before I fly out tomorrow. And I decide to go play at Aria for a little bit, and then I go play at the Wynn.
All right, we have cashed out of our last Vegas session here at Encore. I averaged $37.58 per hour, 2-5 while I was here, so 7.5 big blinds per hour. So very happy with that. That's that's a very, very happy benchmark for me to hit. So yeah, gonna walk the entire strip, go to bed, wake up, play a little bit tomorrow before I get on the plane, and yeah, very happy with my Vegas trip. It was a good time.
And the next morning, I just have a good feeling about Aria. I don't know why. I just wake up, pack everything, and I just feel like playing there for my last afternoon before getting on the plane. So I go to Aria, I sit down at 2-5, and I'm on Instagram, as one does, and I see this post. So I ask myself, how many times am I really going to get the chance to play with Doug Polk? I've been a fan of his YouTube channel for a long time, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance to play him, right? This will be really fun. So I go sit down, and it's exactly what I was hoping for. We get to chat, everybody's having a good time, making jokes. I win a 3-way all-in near the end of it, so that was really cool. And I cash out and check my chart for the final amount of the Vegas trip. We are like $10 short of 6K. So it was a really good trip. I couldn't have asked for a better Las Vegas trip in terms of the experiences I had. It was super awesome. And October is such a good month for weather. As a Canadian, when it starts to get cold in October and you go down to Las Vegas and you're a little bit warmer but not too hot for that month, super awesome. So definitely going to be back for that time again next year.
I